Hello everyone and welcome back to Whiz. You're here with your host master Priyadarshan and I'm here with the answers for yesterday's 5 questions and 5 more exciting new questions for you today. So I hope you're ready and I hope you have written down your answers so you can check whether how many you got right and how many you got wrong. Well, there is no wrong answers in a quiz, but yes, there may be a definitive correct answer. So without wasting any more further time, let's get on with the answers for yesterday's 5 questions. So here is question number 1. Her working life at the Hotogret City Square in Stockholm as a sales assistant in the hat section of the PUB department store. She acted in 34 films and spent most of her life in the United States, dying in New York City in 1990. Which actress are we talking about? So the actress, I think now because I've given you the years 1990, I've given you a bit of a brief history. So I think some of you would have been able to guess the answer. The actress that we are looking for is Greta Garbo. So Greta Garbo was the answer for the first question. Moving on to question number 2, here it is. This British Army officer who fought in the Second World War with a longbow, bagpipes and a Scottish broadsword was nicknamed Fighting Dash Dash and Mad Dash. And he was known for his motto that was, any officer who goes into action without a sword is improperly dressed. So who is this famous person, British Army officer that we are talking about? And the answer that we were looking for is Jack Churchill. So we all would have heard about his gallantry and how so very successful he was, but very few of us would have known that he actually liked the old school style of fighting with the sword and with the bagpipes and everything. So now moving on to question number 3 for yesterday, here it is. Since 1964, in memory of the victims of the atomic bomb, this was built to remain burning in Hiroshima, which will only be extinguished once all nuclear weapons on the earth have been eliminated. What are we talking about? So this is basically the flame of peace that is there in the city square at Hiroshima, and obviously they have thought that only when all countries do not have any more nuclear weapons will they put out that flame. Till then that flame will continue burning, and that was the answer for the third question. Moving on to question number 4, here it is. She is the youngest person and second person ever to win 4 main Grammy categories: Best New Artist, Record of the Year, Song of the Year and Album of the Year, all in the same year. So which artist are we talking about? So the artist that we are talking about, this would have been an easier one. Many of you all would have been able to guess it. The artist that we are talking about is Billie Eilish, and this was in the 62nd Grammy Awards, which was held in January 2020. She also won the Best New Artist, including that it is totally 5 awards that she won in this one Grammy that took place. And now bringing us to our last question for yesterday. So here it is. This Russian crewed spacecraft launched in 1967 and the longest serving crewed spacecraft design in use. Originally conceived in Soviet aerospace by the designer Sergei, this was for the USSR's moon landing program. The Russian word for this term is union. So what is this word that we are looking for? So the answer for this question is Soyuz. So Soyuz is the answer, and that sums up our 5 questions for yesterday. Now let's move on to the 5 questions for today. So here is question number 1. Savior sibling is a term which is used for babies that are created to serve an older sibling as a donor of organs, bone marrow or cells. Stem cells from the cord blood or the blood of the savior sibling are used for the treatment of serious blood disorders like thalassemia. They are created with IVF so that they can undergo pre-implantation genetic diagnosis or testing to rule out any genetic disorders and also to check bone marrow disability. So name the kid who was the first savior sibling of India. So this question is a little long, but the answer you should be able to crack easily because it was in the news, and you can just take a guess and drop it down in the comments below. There are no wrong guesses in a quiz. So that brings us to our second question for today. So here it is. She was Miss Israel of 2004. In October 2020, Forbes magazine annual list of highest paid actresses placed her at number 3, citing her $20 million for a role in the Netflix film Red Notice. So which actress are we talking about? So that is our second question. Moving on to question number 3. Here it is. North Koreans have just 15 to choose from when getting to know or when we are talking about this particular thing. So they have only 15 options, out of which they have to choose only one. They cannot do anything out of the blue. So what is this list of options that we are talking about? So that was our third question. Moving on to question number 4. Here it is. He was the music manager for artists such as Elton John and Queen. He was a judge of an Australian version of the X Factor in 2005. Who are we talking about? So that is our fourth question, and that brings us to our last question for today. So here it is. She unfortunately died on 15th October 2020 at the age of 91. She was the first Indian to achieve this particular thing. Who are we talking about, and who is the person that we are talking about, and what did she achieve? Now I'll give you a hint that she is from the world of films. She is the first to achieve something at an Oscar level by an Indian. So that I think is more of a giveaway than a hint. Hopefully you'll be able to crack this answer. So I'll be looking forward to your answers in the comments below. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you all tomorrow. Till then, please stay safe, take care, good night and keep quizzing.